Hi students, how are you? I think you are all fine and following the classes very well. Okay, in our last class we discussed the slight primary important differences between state and society, state and government, and state and association. At the same time, I have sent you a photocopy also, so that you will get full information through that photocopy and you will be able to understand it very well, I think so. So after discussing the topic in our second unit, the aspects of the state is completed. Now in primary level we are going to discuss about the concept of sovereignty. Spell it very clearly, sovereignty. What is sovereignty? At the time of discussing essential elements of state, as I told you, sovereignty is also one of the essential element of the state. At that time we said that sovereignty is nothing but supreme power. That is nothing but supreme power. Those who are exercising this sovereignty power is nothing but calling as the sovereign. Here you try to understand, differentiate the words, that is sovereignty and sovereign. Sovereign is the person, institution, organization who is exercising the power of the sovereignty. Those who are exercising the power of sovereignty, those are calling as the sovereign. Teacher teaching, like that. Those who are exercising sovereignty, those are generally sovereign. So in these 2-3 days classes we are going to discuss about the concept of sovereignty, characteristics of sovereignty, types of sovereignty, sovereignty theorems. These things we are discussed in a brief manner to understand you very well. So here the sovereignty is the one of the important characteristics of the state that is possessed by every modern state, that is generally possessed by every modern state. That means the state is the powerful organization that has the power of the sovereignty, that can control, regulate and put in proper manner every activity of the state, so that only it is called as the power of sovereign. And at the same time, because of this power of sovereignty only, the state is also having a chance to implicit punishment over the organizations, individuals and other people, those who are not following the commands of the state also. In this way, not only it make the people to command its laws, but also those who are not following the laws, they also punished by the state because of this sovereignty. In today onwards, the modern states, you seen that all are the nation states which are modern in its nature. So every state is provided with the power of the sovereignty. In this way, sovereignty is nothing but supreme power. Those who are exercising such power of sovereignty is nothing but calling as the sovereign. So, how this word came into existence? The first person, Jean Bodin, in the 16th century, he is a French political philosopher, first expressed the idea of sovereignty in his book, 6 Books on Republic, in the year, written in the year 1576. In this way, the idea of sovereignty was first expressed by the Jean Bodin. He is a French political philosopher. In this way, from 16th century onwards, the concept of sovereignty came into existence. So, what is sovereignty? It is our next question. Generally, we express the idea that sovereignty is the supreme power. Okay, that is correct. Sovereignty is nothing but supreme power of the state. But we need a proper definition to define the word of the sovereignty. Different political scientists expressed different opinions regarding the definition of the sovereignty. So, here the first definition, if you see that, this is given by the Wilhelm Weyl. He is one of the modern political scientists. He expressed his idea that sovereignty is the supreme will of the state. Sovereignty is the supreme will of the state. Will means what? That is the desire. What the state wanted to do, what the state wanted to make it with the people, that is nothing but desire or will. So, what is the will of the state is there? That is nothing but calling as the sovereignty. That is the desire of the state. I think you here understood. And the next definition is given by the Jean Bodin. Here, the definition of Jean Bodin expresses the idea that sovereignty is the supreme power of the state. That is the supreme power of the state. That is whole and soul power. On whom this is going to execute such power? Over citizens and subjects. That power is going to be executed over citizens in the state to control them, to activate them. And subjects, what is subjects here? Subjects means the contents of the state. For the purpose of the administration, it should create few subjects, like nowadays we are saying that ministries will prepare the laws. In that laws, how to run the state will be there. Such total composition we may nothing but calling as the subject. So that the supreme power is executed over the citizens and subjects by the state. Not only that, that is unrestrained by law. Here also you should understand, that is unrestrained means that can never be disturbed. the sovereign commands are the final, so that never be restrained or disturbed. We cannot restrain it again, change it again, disturb it again. Such supreme power is nothing but calling as the sovereignty. So, I will read out this definition once. Try to follow me and learn it very well. Sovereignty is the supreme power of the state over citizens and subjects unrestrained by law. That is the supreme power executed over the citizens and its subjects and activities, which may not be, could not be unrestrained by the law. This is the basic aspect of the sovereignty. As you remember that this sovereignty is also of two aspects. One is the internal sovereignty. The first thing is the internal sovereignty. The next one is the external sovereignty. External sovereignty. Spell it clearly. Internal sovereignty means within the state. It is related to the internal aspects of the state. That is nothing but calling as the internal sovereignty. A state within its boundaries possesses the concept of internal sovereignty. That means no state, no other state, no organization, no citizen, no individual, any of the association cannot question the power of the sovereignty. That is nothing but calling as the internal sovereignty. And the next aspect is external sovereignty. External is nothing but out of the state, out of the state, out of the boundaries of the state. Also, the state is having the freedom. No foreign state can inflict any type of objections over the freedom of the state. In this way, external is the freedom from outside of the state. Internal is the freedom within the state. This is nothing but two aspects of the sovereignty. So, this is the basic aspects of sovereignty. And this sovereignty is going to possess few characteristics like absoluteness, universality, preeminence, inalienability, and indivisibility. These are the 5 characteristics of the sovereignty. That is absoluteness, universality, preeminence, inalienability, indivisibility. These are the basic characteristic features of the sovereignty. So, we discuss first about the absoluteness. What is absoluteness? Absoluteness is nothing but calling as the unlimited. That is the unlimited. There is no limit. That means the sovereignty is the unlimited power over the organs of the state and subjects of the state also. Within the sphere of the geographical area of the country and in regarding to the external sphere also, the sovereignty is having the characteristic feature of absoluteness. No one can question. That is the basic idea of the absoluteness. It is unlimited. There may not be any type of limiting objective to the power of the sovereign. That is nothing but calling as the absoluteness of the sovereignty. But few of the political scientists have been questioned that this is not a correct aspect. Sometimes the people's traditions, culture, customs, convents maybe try to change the aspects of the power of the sovereignty and idea of the sovereign also. And the next characteristic feature is the universality. Universality is nothing but universal, is nothing but the sovereignty is universal. That means that is applicable to all people. No exemptions and no grants are provided. All are comes under the provisions of the sovereignty power of the state. As he is the member of a state, he should abide by the sovereignty aspects of the state, so that it is calling as universal, applicable to all persons, no grants, no exemptions provided to the people within the country and outside of the country also. But sometimes in our general modern world, while we are discussing about this characteristic feature of sovereignty, that is regarding about the universal, we have to take some exemptions which are provided by the state also. For example, few diplomats are there. These are the people envoys who are engaged on behalf of our country to be conclude treaties and engage our country's activities in other countries, like we may call as the diplomats or envoys, or we may call them as the ambassadors. They will be provided with some exemptions as they have to involve in their nature of activity. They to be take such decisions which are always faithful to the state, and they should give fruitful results also, so that some of the political scientists also expressed that idea. Even though sovereignty is universal, some exemptions should be there. These type of people, such diplomats, envoys, ambassadors, who have been generally appointed on behalf of our state to take part in international activities, to give some type of authority to them. There are few exemptions are there. In this way, in brief idea, universality is nothing but universal. It is acceptable to all. Everyone should follow. No exemptions, no grants to any type of people. There is no special aspects. That is nothing but calling as the universality. And absoluteness, this is the unlimited power of the state. The state can do anything within the boundaries of the state. This is the absoluteness. These are the two characteristic features today we have tried to understood. In our tomorrow's class, we are going to discuss remaining three characteristic features of the state also. So try to learn these definitions, quietly read out them and try to write and read once in your notebook, so that you may be able to understand it very well. If any doubts are there, such things to be posted through WhatsApp, I will respond your doubts as early as possible. Thank you. Bye. Take care.